There's something nobody talks about. You can believe in Allah with your whole heart. You can love Islam. You can pray every salah. You can read Quran every morning and still be absolutely exhausted. I'm not talking about tired. I'm talking about the kind of tired where faith feels like a burden instead of a refuge. I'm talking about the kind of tired where making sajdah feels like the hardest thing in the world. And the worst part? The guilt. Because you're supposed to be grateful. You're supposed to be strong. You're supposed to trust Allah completely. But you're just so fucking tired. And I think it's time we talked about that. I grew up hearing Allah gives the hardest test to those He loves the most. And I believed it. I still do. But somewhere between believing it and living it, I forgot something important. Believing in something doesn't mean it stops hurting. Faith doesn't make pain disappear. And trust in Allah doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of it all. I remember this moment. I was sitting in my room at like 2 a.m. It was the third time that week something had gone wrong. Nothing catastrophic, just accumulation. Loss after loss after loss. The kind that doesn't make the news, but breaks you anyway. And I was trying to pray, but I couldn't. Not because I didn't believe. I did. I do. But because I was so tired that even raising my hands to make dua felt impossible. And in that moment, something happened that changed everything for me. I cried, not because Allah wasn't listening, not because I didn't have faith, but because I was tired. And for the first time, I let myself feel that without judgment. I let myself be tired and believe simultaneously. And that was revolutionary. Here's what they don't tell you about faith. It's not just about the big moments. It's not just about making the choice to believe when everything is beautiful and easy. It's about choosing to believe on the days when you have nothing left. It's about making wudu when you're so exhausted you can barely stand. It's about reading one ayah of Quran even though you feel like it won't change anything. It's about saying Alhamdulillah even though your heart is breaking. That's the real faith, not the Instagram version where everyone's smiling and the light is perfect. The real faith looks like me at 5 a.m. pulling myself out of bed to pray Fajr, even though my body is screaming to stay. The real faith looks like someone who still believes, but is so tired. I remember talking to someone a few months ago. She said, I pray every day, I read Quran, I do everything I'm supposed to do, but I'm exhausted. And I feel guilty for being exhausted, because doesn't that mean I don't have enough faith? And I told her something I wish someone had told me years ago. Tiredness is not a sign of weak faith. Sometimes tiredness is a sign of strong faith, because you're still here, you're still trying, you're still believing, even though it would be easier not to. That's enough. You're enough. Your tired faith is still faith, and Allah sees it, and He's with you in it. If this resonated, comment, I'm tired too, below. Not to share your pain, but to know you're not alone in it. Let's normalize tired faith. Let's normalize struggling while believing, because that's real, and real is what we need right now. I'm the Honest Muslim, where we talk about faith when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, and completely honest.